Welcome to the 10th anniversary season of Project Pitch It. Next, Wisconsin entrepreneurs pitch their businesses to local moguls. They will compete for cash and awards to help scale up their business. These are the moguls. Jerry Gendusa is the founder of Blue Leadership, a company focused on making the world a better place, one leader at a time. He is also the founder of Breakthrough, a network of world-changing companies focused on improving lives and untapping human potential. If you've heard one call, that's all. You know David Gruber, founder and CEO of Gruber Law Offices. The Gruber family proudly supports organizations and charitable causes throughout Wisconsin. Harris Turer is the CEO of the Milwaukee Admirals. He is committed to making Milwaukee a better place in which to live and work through his support of numerous charities. Stephen Gruber is an award-winning personal injury attorney at Gruber Law Offices, where he leads business strategy and is honored to continue his family's tradition of positively impacting our community. Gina Della has dedicated her life to serving as a role model for businesswomen. As the first female vice president of marketing at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, she is recognized for driving double-digit growth and mentoring successful teams. With 20 years of experience, she has earned multiple industry awards for her innovative strategies and leadership. This is Project Pitch It.
Hi Moguls, my name is Stephen Gerard. I'm a professor of chemistry at the University of Wisconsin-Whitewater. Go Warhawks. And I'm also the founder and CEO of C-Change Silicides. Now, first and foremost, at Whitewater, I perform undergraduate research with the fantastic students that we have. And we made a pivotal discovery in the field of titanium implants, which have a failure rate of about 500,000 every single year. This is about a $25 billion a year market. The way they fail primarily is from either bacterial infections or implant loosening. When you consider the cost of the implant components alone, it's about $1 billion per year. The associated healthcare costs are many times that number, and the human cost, which includes pain, loss of function, and even patient death, is incalculable.
What percentage are the, you said 500,000 out of how many? What percentage fail?
So somewhere in the vicinity of about 10% of all of these implants will fail. So our solution revolves around using bioactive glass as a coating for the very first time. This fascinating material is non-toxic and bioresorbable. So in the human body, it slowly dissolves and is then replaced by the patient's own living bone tissue. The same mechanism by which it dissolves also makes it antibacterial. It's already FDA approved, but not in a form of a coating, and that is where we have made our discovery. We have a proprietary and exclusive patent for the first process to take bioactive glass and completely coat the implant surface. This is a chemical problem that has existed for approximately 30 years. Preclinical in vitro studies in my lab at Whitewater confirm our coatings to be both bone regenerative and bacterially inhibitive, and as such, they should have significant reductions in failure. On top of that, ours is the only coating currently on the market that can offer both of those properties at the same time. Also, our product is extremely low cost. When you consider the leading coating, we are about 80% less costly than it.
How would the medical industry, the people who are doing these procedures already, have you spoken to anyone in that field, and what do they say back to you?
Yeah, I've talked to dozens of medical healthcare professionals. The traction that I've got in the space is that this is a new innovation. It doesn't exist in the current market, and it would actually solve significant problems that all of these professionals face.
Why doesn't it exist? Why is nobody using the bioactive glass?
That's right, yeah. No, that's a really good question. So when you consider the ways by which people coat existing materials onto metal, by large, the most common method is something called plasma spray. So what you end up doing is basically vaporizing the material and then completely coating the implant surface. Well, if you try to do this with bioactive glass, it's very finicky. So it has a tendency to degrade if you mess around with it too much, and certainly if you heat it up to 10,000 degrees and you vaporize it. The solution that we have come up with is a intermediate layer. So actually I have a sample here that you guys can look at. I also have some in my pocket, but this is a sample that I pulled out of my lab. There is one titanium screw, so this is a grade 5 FDA approved titanium implant screw that is uncoated, nice and shiny. And then our coating is applied onto the other one, and it has this kind of gunmetal looking quality to it as well. And if you want, you can take it and you can hold it in your hands. I also have
And so after a while, the screw would degrade.
Yes, so the coated one, it has the sort of dark coloration. So what would happen is we would coat this thing with the bioactive glass. We then implant it in humans, and then the bioactive glass coating that's on the outside would then slowly disappear, and it would be replaced by your own bone tissue, complete with new blood vessels to keep it alive. Yeah, you could imagine that you have your implant, and then your bone tissue would actually completely fuse around it, keep it in place, and ideally make it permanent. That's
Does it help with the recovery time? Does it help with?
We think so. At this point, we don't have the clinical data to be able to show that that's the case, but other clinical data that involves bioactive glass shows that it actually increases healing time about 6 times relative to the industry standard.
So is it used, has it been used in anything else?
Yes, it's currently used primarily as like a bone defect filler if you have a fracture or essentially a hole in your bone.
What are you ultimately trying to do here? What is your goal? Like,
Or Gail would say, how can we help you?
Yeah. Well, again, so I'm looking for advice and mentorship. Anybody in the entrepreneurial space who can help me.
Thank you very much.
It's amazing.
Thank you
It's
so
a great
much.
story.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you very
you.
much.
Appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Coming up, we'll hear from one of our magnificent moguls.
Welcome to Season 10 of Project Pitch It, a local statewide TV show dedicated to Wisconsin entrepreneurs. I'm Bev Greenberg, executive producer and creator of the TV show. Within the TV industry, 10 seasons on air is seen as a major milestone. It reflects success, longevity, ratings, loyal viewers like you, and cultural relevance. Thank you and our magnificent moguls for making my dream a reality 10 years ago. Your commitment to entrepreneurism brings dreams to life and generates a strong economy for us all. Thank you, and stay tuned.
We're here with Stephen Gruber. Stephen, how about just give us a sense of what has shaped your values?
From my perspective, what shaped me is very simple. Values, priorities, life circumstances. My parents taught me I'm no better than anybody else. Financial circumstances don't mean anything. What matters is who you are and how you can impact the world. And my parents have taught me that from day one. So I've been so fortunate to have that in my life.
When did you first get a passion for the law?
I was able to see the impact that our family had on people. You know, so many times we'd be at an event and someone would walk up to my dad or my mom and say, hey, the difference you made in my family's life, has lasted for generations. And comments like that, you feel that, even though you're young and you're focused on other things at that time, that you feel that. And I think that's what stuck with me, and that's why I have the drive to do what I do. You gotta love what you do and be passionate about it. That's not to say you chase something that is irrational or something like that, but you just have to have that passion for what you're doing, and the rest will fall into place if you have the passion.
Great advice. Now, back to Project Pitch It.
Hello, Mo.
Hello.
My name is Ebony Whitson, and I am the founder of WWP Design and Decor, where we transform your florals into timeless keepsakes. Have you ever had a bouquet of flowers from a special celebration or event that you wanted to hold on to forever? Absolutely. Well, flowers are how we express love, honor life, and celebrate milestones. But flowers don't last. We're here to change that. Our story began in the middle of the COVID pandemic, when live events were banned and in-person experiences simply weren't possible. As an event planner, I suddenly had to pivot, so I went back to my roots, resin art. We started by creating custom gift boxes and keepsakes for our clientele, but during that time, something deeper happened. We noticed so many people losing loved ones, often without the ability to gather or say goodbye. And we also saw so many memorial florals going to waste. That is when we began preserving flowers, not just as art, but as a way to protect their stories.
I've seen something like this before.
Yes.
How are you different?
So we try to do more of a storytelling with our pieces. We don't stick to specific models. We usually tell the customers that you don't know what you're gonna get at the end, and they like that because we use what we learn about why we have these florals in our office, where they come from, and what it means to them to create a piece that's unique to their celebration.
It's somewhat of a complicated process. You've got a good supply chain in order to do that.
Absolutely. 20 to 25 week process to be able from start to finish on average for our orders. So we have to dry them for about 3 to 4 weeks, and then we take them out, and then we start pouring the resin. It goes layer by layer.
And then how do you get the transparency to be so perfect like that?
Oh, well, that's our secret.
Okay.
I like
So
that.
for
Ebony.
that-
Why not?
Now, for that secret, though, you probably you might be able to charge a fair amount of money for that because you're also dealing with somebody's valuables and
Absolutely.
memories. So what are some of the price points that you have?
So we start as low as $25, and we can go as high as $1,800. Probably higher than that. There's larger amount molds that we can make. We can do tables, we can do side tables like as big as that. It just depends on what the customer is looking for, but our highest price point to date has been $1,275. Our largest order was $3,000.
Ebony, are you preserving anything other than flowers?
Absolutely. I'm so glad you asked that. We're not limited to flowers. We can preserve anything. I did make something for you guys in celebration of your 10th anniversary. If you just want to open those boxes on the table.
Go ahead,
You
David,
asked a
you
question
grab
about if we can only do flowers. Well, here's
Can
your
we eat it?
answer.
That's impressive.
That's beautiful.
Oh, I love your tissue paper right off the bat.
Thank you.
Oh, that answers a lot of questions. When you show this to somebody as far as salesing and marketing, and it really gives you an idea of some things that you may have that you might want to preserve, that
Yeah.
you want to look at your desk or by a computer every day. It
Yeah.
just, I mean, really, it just made me think, you know.
What's possible?
What's possible?
What's
Yeah.
possible?
Well, the next time you are, thinking of preserving something or you see something, don't let it go to waste. Think of WWP Design and Decor and be sure to give us a call right away.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Coming up, an inspirational story from one of our past entrepreneurs.
Being on Project Pitch It was amazing. It was one of my first experiences being on TV and especially pitching. So it was really nerve-wracking, but it really taught me a lot of how to speak about your business and how to present yourself. And it really impacted me a lot. Winning that money helped us, keep along with our journey to get us to the point where we are right now. We have continuously covered positive news through articles and videos and podcasts. And recently, just in a couple of days ago, we just had our very first event, which has been 3 years since we've been hosting in-person events. So we're back on our original journey of just kind of getting our community in person. We've expanded our team, we've expanded our coverage. Really, things have been very positive for the company. So I'm really excited to see kind of where the journey leads us in the next 3 or 5 years. Congratulations, Project Pitch It, for 10 years. This is amazing. Like I said, you've helped an entrepreneur like me continue her journey. So please keep doing what you're doing because it really does matter and it impacts a lot of people. So congratulations on 10 years.
Hey everyone.
Hello.
I have a question for all of you. Want to upgrade your home bar with cleaner, faster, more consistent pours? If so, meet the PowerPour P16C, countertop beverage system that takes your setup to the next level. The P16C is a powerful, app-controlled device allowing you to dispense your favorite non-carbonated drinks with precision, style, and safety. You can connect up to 6 bottles at once, each with its own dedicated line. Everything is controlled through the PowerPour app, available on iOS and Android. Each bottle gets 2 programmable pour amounts plus a continuous pour option. Every drink comes out clean, consistent, and exactly the way you like it. It also looks as good as it works. The sleek gooseneck spout comes in multiple finishes and features an integrated color selectable LED light that gives every pour a premium glow. With an integrated lockout switch, you get added safety and peace of mind, allowing you to completely disable the system when needed. Using it is simple. I pick the beverage, tap the pour button, and that's it. Precise, fast, ready to serve. So all of you have a cup in front of you. It's just water today because we're working, but I figured this moment still deserves a toast. So here's to Project Pitch It and PowerPour. Happy hour starts now.
Cheers.
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 Cheers,
Cheers.
Steven.
Cheers, Gina.
Cheers,
Cheers.
both Grubers.
I hear you.
So when you, for example, you go to a restaurant, bar, quite often they'll have like a soda gun.
Yep.
And it's like, oh, here comes the Coke. Okay, here comes the Sprite. But sometimes that Sprite tastes a little bit like the Coke.
Yeah.
Does that does your system prevent that?
Yeah. So inside the spout itself, all of the lines that you see running from these bottles through the pump system, they run up inside this spout and they go all the way to the end. So if you look at the end of that, you'll actually see it 6 individual lines, and then right in the middle is that LED that lights up the cup.
So how far along are you on your journey, and what gave you the idea to do this?
Yeah, so we've been working on this since 2020, COVID. So my wife and I were planning on traveling in 2020, and then COVID happened, and so we traveled from the backyard to the kitchen, and, upstairs, downstairs, and we were gonna have kids. We decided, just start that process early. We had a bar at our house, and I knew that at some point I would forget to lock it back up. It was just a cabinet that had a lock on it. And also, I didn't want to have to unlock something every time I wanted something. So I designed this to allow you to keep everything locked up behind closed doors. Kids can't access it, you still get access.
How do you clean those lines?
Yep, so we have a provision on here. There's a button that says clean lines right on there.
So if I buy a system from you, do you come and install it for where I want it, or do I have to do that?
So a handyman, yourself, it's designed to be incredibly easy to install. It's 1.5 inch hole, 4 Phillips screws.
Yeah, you don't know me very well.
So
do you?
I would say 75 to 80% of people do the install themselves, but other people just call a local handyman.
How are customers finding you right now?
So right now it's a lot of word of mouth. Our biggest problem is marketing. We just I don't know how to do it, and I don't have the time to do it myself, so we have to hire someone to do that. Yeah. Well, thank you guys. I appreciate it, and remember, happy hour starts now with PowerPour.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for the cup. Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Jeff.
Next, the moguls discuss the pitches and decide what award will best help the entrepreneurs.
So let's talk about sea change psilocybes.
One thing that stood out to me, Jerry, in analyzing the sea change psilocides is actually feeling the product and actually looking at it. It feels significantly different than the traditional titanium screw. The questions are, where is he going to take this? What are the next steps? Yes. It sounds like he's got a tremendous game plan.
The thing that he, though, will be going through is he'll need a significant amount of money and time.
Let's talk about WWP Design and Decor. Gina, from your standpoint, when you think of where this could go, what are your thoughts?
Oh my gosh, endless. Think of branding. Think of client gifts. This is beautiful. I think of just client gifts to get your name out there.
It's different. People like things that are different.
It's a great gift, I think.
Let's talk about PowerPour, shall we? When I saw it, I immediately thought of labor savings. I wasn't thinking of residential use.
To me, it looks like a product for people who really want to have a special bar area in their home or their basement.
A novelty.
More of a novelty.
Yeah.
I think it's more, I mean, he's got the finishes, but it seems like it's a gift for somebody who has everything.
You could see it at a big outdoor barbecue, but I think, again, a special occasion or something like that. But I think it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think my dad made a good point. He said the word fun.
Yeah.
The PowerPour unit and the PowerPour concept is a fun concept. And there's a lot of opportunity financially and novelty.
Next, the Moguls present cash and awards to the entrepreneurs.
Jeff.
Yes.
We were fascinated with your product. When we discussed it, we talked about that it's like got a sort of a fun niche. We think that it's a really unique product. Because of that, Project Pitch It will be awarding you $1,000, and we're hopeful that you'll be able to grow your brand and sales over the course of time.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you,
Jeff. Really appreciate it.
Keep it up.
Thank you.
Ebony, I get to be the person to talk to you. I'm so excited. We talked about you forever after you left. You are so creative. The ideas are endless, quite honestly, for your business. We are proud to award you the $4,500 award from Project Pitch It. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Oh my God.
Good job, Ebony.
Thank you so much.
First off, you have a great name. I'm Steven as well, of course. But no, we're honored today to hear from you. I know that you've made an amazing impact, not just with your students at Whitewater, but with Sea Change Psilicides. We think that's going to continue to head in the right direction. What you're doing in shortening the recovery times and making patients' lives and our community lives better is amazing, and we're honored to be a part of that. So we're going to give you the Project Pitch It $10,000 award contribution to your business, and we hope that this can continue to put you in the right direction and help a lot of people out. So congratulations, Stephen. Keep up the great work.
Amazing.
Good start, Professor.
Thank you. Thank you.
Entrepreneurialism in Wisconsin is really strong. And when I think of the three of you, entrepreneurialism is hard. You're going to have the long haul play, dealing with the FDA. You're doing some things with resin, and there's transparent materials, and you have all these different ideas. And then we're hospitality, and we're pouring drinks, and we've got software controls. We sincerely applaud all of you as moguls here and within our great state of Wisconsin.
10 years of Project Pitch It. 10 years. And you've really added to the quality of what we've heard over the years, and frankly, one of the more enjoyable and educational experiences we've had, which we've talked about. We want to thank you for the variety, the entertainment, and the educational experience we've all had today, because it's been a very special show. So thank you so very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Luxury transportation for the Moguls provided by Andrus Livery Services. To learn more about the entrepreneurs and their businesses, check out our website at projectpitchit.com and follow us on social media.